It's time. I'll tell you a story. A story of a cub, not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known as Scar became brothers.
Hello, what's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me.
We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Taka. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just lost.
We do not associate with outsiders. Taka is the future king. We must protect the bloodline.
But, Dad, I saved his life. I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
Sometimes I get a scent. It's barely a trace on the wind. And it smells like home. Then it's gone.
You and Taka together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
Mufasa, run!
We must fight together.
If we fight, we die. Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
I'm here to protect you, my brother.
Mufasa! This was a bad idea! We're alive! I did it! I saved us!
You were saying?
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Faithful Critic. My name is Steve.
And I'm Ashley.
And I'm Dorina.
And today we're reviewing a fan favorite, or a film that really took the airwaves just recently. And this is the Mufasa the Lion King. Not the Mufasa the Lion King. Came out in 2025.
2024.
2024?
Yeah, end of 2024.
Goodness, I watched it in 2025. Okay,
it's actually still in cinemas.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's been a long year already.
Hey, first quarter manzi inaisha.
Inaisha.
Too much. Anyways, we're reviewing Mufasa the Lion King, a movie that was really popular for many reasons. Key amongst them, the actors, the music.
Oh, you mean Aaron Pierre? That's Mufasa.
Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa.
So thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies.
He is handsome, for the record.
And moving on swiftly.
And you can call me.
moving on swiftly.
Shout out. Because he's going to watch a random podcast.
Yeah, made by Kenyans.
Hey guys, I thought we were aiming for the stars. What happened to the
Oh, okay, yeah. He's definitely
ambition?
gonna be watching.
He's
this.
gonna be watching
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we'd love you as a guest.
Okay, cool.
Welcome anytime, any movie.
We're moving on to Mufasa the Lion King, which is famous for a number of reasons, and some the music as well. I mean, it had Beyonce as well in that.
Yeah, but she doesn't really sing in this.
She says like
She has
two
like
lines.
one line.
2 lines, max.
And she made her millions.
Yeah, saa zingine.
And also, I think because she did the
This
first
life no
one,
balance.
so she had to nepo baby her child so that she can be Kiara.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yes, Kiara is Blue
Ivy. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Hey, this life no balance. So income inaingia mara mbili kwa nyumba moja.
Yeah.
Hi. Sawa. Tell me the Hazi was also somewhere in there.
I hope not.
Anyways, moving on swiftly. Mufasa the Lion King. Of course, if you are a fan of The Lion King, I presume everyone watching this is a fan of The Lion King. We were fans of The Lion King, or rather still are.
We are fans of The Lion King. The original Lion King.
Beautiful movies.
Yeah.
Done, like, they're just, I think, the epitome of our childhood. The cusp of the 2000 and then 2000s rather, and then, you know, Simba and the songs, we were vibing with that film from start to finish. Yeah, especially the first one. Beautiful film.
Did you know Hans Zimmer did the score?
Oh, apparently.
Yeah, he did the score. And I
It
listened
shows.
to him.
It shows.
Yeah, because even in this one, like when we get there, I'll explain, but Hans Zimmer did the score for the original Lion King. And it's actually, he won the Oscar for that score as well. And he says that when he was given the score, he was saying that he wanted to write something that he could go to the movies with his daughter and watch with. And then when he had the story, he was like, are you guys really writing a children's movie? Because now it was that bit where Mufasa dies and Simba is like crying for him.
Yeah. Hey, do you
I
know?
probably cried.
Yes,
you know that?
same.
Same.
And then now
You
this
cried
is-
as well.
No, take that back. I don't remember. I'm not too sure. I'm
And so
not
now
sure.
this is the icing on the cake. So Hans said that he lost his dad when he was really young. So he was kind of writing a requiem for his father during that scene. And I was like, that makes so much sense as to why how moving that scene
is. The score, it was so
Yeah.
emotional. But you know what? We're not reviewing the original Lion King. We're reviewing a prequel that's a sequel. It's confusing. 21st century things don't make any sense.
Yeah.
But yes, they tell the story of Mufasa after they've told the story of Simba. So Mufasa was the father to Simba. And they tell the story from when he was a child, and you know how they were aspiring for this land with his parents called
Milele.
Yes, thank you, Ashley. It's called Milele. Yeah, so this is a whole song, and I think that's my favorite song in that film. On the Milele land, and so in this, when they're singing and having on Nini, there's apparently a water, whatever they go to, and Mufasa anabebwa na maji anapotea, goes to another place where he's now a stray lion, raised. Okay, meets another cub who now apparently always wanted a brother.
I always wanted a brother.
Honestly, the best songs come out of this movie is I always wanted a brother.
We'll get there, Ashley.
Okay,
We'll
sorry.
get there.
I'm jumping the broom.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hi.
Wait, is it jumping the broom or jumping the gun?
Jumping the gun.
Oh, hey, jumping the gun. Sorry.
The broom, I think, is married.
Yeah, exactly. That's
For
why
real?
I'm like,
Okay, siko najua. Hey, najua Kiingereza.
Please. Steve, please.
Yeah. So you anapotea and then meets this cub. They form a friendship, quotes in quotes, and then friendship, and then of course the pride, as is the norm with lions. They don't like strays.
Yeah.
They don't like strays or
Especially male
random.
cubs.
Yeah. So they usually kill strays typically when even cubs.
Even cubs?
Yep,
Yeah.
they do.
They do.
It's like that because especially if it's a male.
Yeah.
Typically,
Oh, it's going to be a threat in
Yeah,
future.
because when he grows up, he's going to overpower the leader of the pride, and he'll take over the pride.
The natural course will take its place because he will be the one to fight.
Oh, not all lions are like Mufasa. Like
No. Actually, there's no lion like Mufasa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Actually, I think the lion who's the actual father of Taka, I think that's more or less the most accurate
Absolutely.
depiction of lion prides.
Yes.
Yeah. how
Absolutely,
he
the
was.
most accurate.
Yeah.
Juni kulala too. As is athletic that much, they don't hunt per se. I mean, yes, they're powerful and ferocious and they have presence. They have mane and they have a roar. But the females are the ones you should be more scared of. Because those hunt. And they hunt seriously because they're trying to raise children. They're trying to bring the food back to the park and the pride. So they'll hunt in parks. They'll be very keen and attentive, very fast, agile, all these things. So that's basically how lions are. But anyway, so we do meet an actual pride that represents what a pride should be. And then Mufasa somehow, because this This
Taka
other
always
Taka
wanted a
always wanted a
brother.
brother.
Yeah.
Has his way, gets his brother, is raised together, and then they sing this song and grow in this song that they're singing.
Yeah, one season after another.
Okay, yes. And then ultimately, things get serious when they're adults now.
Yeah.
Because apparently there is an outsider pack of lions, which are apparently white.
I don't
for some
I
reason.
don't know.
I do not know why.
Let me see if they are white lions. We actually didn't check that.
There might be, but anyways. These are ferocious outsiders and walikuwa wengi. So this pride is under threat because these outsiders want to end this tribe. The king of the tribe, the lion that was the father of Taka, who is the friend to Mufasa, says, Nyinyi
The
endeni.
brother to Mufasa.
The brother to Mufasa. Yes. Says that Nyinyi endeni, you go together, be safe, msiangamizwe when we are found. Don't be you're the future of the pride.
The bloodline.
Typically of the bloodline. So Taka, that is in reference to Taka.
Yeah.
And Mufasa is still astray. Remember, he's still astray in this story. So it wasn't anything special, but he always longed for, when he would return back home. Also, he was because he was raised by the father never wanted him, so he was raised with the female lions. He learned how to hunt, learned how to use his senses very...
Yeah, and smell antelopes from
Yeah.
some water hole away.
Yeah, which
and
was...
smell wind.
Smell
Yeah.
wind as well.
Question mark.
Flowers.
Flowers.
On...
But that was so cute though.
No, please, let's... Do you know, that was my... I laughed when they started singing the... Okay, let me get that. Let me jump.
Yeah.
Let me jump fast. So, when they're on their now pilgrimage away, because now they are both strays somehow.
Yeah.
But they're still together trying to run away from the outsiders who are still tracking them. They meet a lioness called Sarabi. Of course, it's always going to be a woman got in between the friendship of these two lions, quotes in quotes friendship.
Why are you saying friendship?
Okay, relax.
He
Brotherhood.
wanted a brother.
Brotherhood. Yes. So they meet Sarabi, a lioness. They meet Rafiki, who's a baboon, who's also in this story. And they meet a bird called Zazu, who's also in The Lion King. And yeah, they go on their journey together, become friends, kind of. And then, kuna affections developing hapa. Taka has affections for Sarabi. But Mufasa is very attentive, notices that Taka has affections for Sarabi. And then, also Taka tells Mufasa that he desires Sarabi to be the queen. And Mufasa anampatia talines,
Very
but,
good ones at that.
Somehow, Sarabi was interested in Mufasa. Man, I don't know why
Why they did Taka so
why
wrong.
they did things like this, but this is how it went. And then so Sarabi, when she finds out that Mufasa apparently in some instance save, inakuwa sasa the romance.
It was always
that was so funny. I laughed because these are lions. What do you mean they're falling in love?
The song
What do you mean?
But you didn't like, can you feel the love tonight?
It was an animation and I was a child. I'm looking at real
Now
lions
it is
here.
real life and you're a grown up.
Yeah.
You're a grown man.
They have no expressions on their faces. You're telling me they're falling in love. I'm supposed to believe that. Anyways, that aside, Taka ndo hiyo pale juu ana observe from a distance anaona nimebetrayiwa ni nini, so that's his moment of that's his Damascus moment. But now Damascus going backwards. Yes.
That's a good metaphor. I'm stealing it.
It's Damascus scene or Damascene or whatever. And then so he turns evil. He becomes a villain and goes to sell a bit. Remember, they're still being pursued by the outsiders because they want to finish them. They were very relentless, these outsiders.
Yeah, they were so
Yeah.
Honestly, got to a point I was like, okay, guys, are you not tired now?
Yeah, I'm joking,
just let them go, man.
Yeah, I've
checked.
They actually, the white lion, it's a rare type of lion.
Yeah.
With a color mutation that is specifically from South Africa. And the earliest recorded sighting was in 1938. Yeah.
Fun facts. Now you know. White lions, South Africa, 1998.
Which actually,
recorded sighting.
Which checks out with, I had a funny theory about the storyline of Mufasa. So just to clarify, when we were starting the movie, were they in Milele, like Mufasa and the parents?
I wonder. I think they were imagining Milele.
Yeah.
Because now in my mind I think when Mufasa got lost, he got lost from like Eastern African region to the
South Africa.
Yeah, to the Southern African region of lions. And then now on his way back to Milele, because the Pride Lands is in Tanzania, canonically.
Yeah.
So that journey was through. But now, when you think about it too much and then be like, okay, where are the ice caps in Africa?
Yeah.
Don't.
Yes.
But...
Unless they was at the peak of Kilimanjaro or something.
Yeah,
which I don't think you'll find lions up there. I don't think. Personally,
no, I don't think so.
I don't know much about lions, but I highly doubt. Yeah.
But I just knew that journey on either side was from some parts of like Botswana or Okavango to East Africa.
Oh, okay.
That is how I made it make sense in my head.
All right. Count on Dorina to have an absolute believable theory as to the journey of Mufasa and Taka throughout this movie. Anyways, so they are journeying to this Milele apparently, and they're being followed. They do get to Milele, and the outsiders do get to Milele, and then there's this final battle. Of course, Taka had betrayed his pride, his people. And yeah, apparently the good guys win. You know how it is with this movie. You should know by now.
Saved by the power of a good speech.
Saved by the power of a good speech.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, Mufasa and so Taka is actually Scar in the original Lion. Shock, I know, right? so he even has the scar. He gets the scar as well in this movie. So epic. Anyway, so that's how it ends. He can't even say his name anymore. Mufasa can't say Taka's name anymore because of the betrayal. So he calls him, you can call me Scar. And that's how they set up the original Lion King. But anyways, so this is how the movie ends. The story of Mufasa, how he became a king, how he became the greatest king apparently in Pride Rock, and how Pride Rock was formed, and this whole circle of life.
Pride Rock was formed.
Yeah, the earthquake was specifically so that Pride Rock.
So that Pride Rock is formed. And why did there have to be an earthquake?
I don't know.
Plot reasons.
For Pride Rock to be formed.
And also for that rock to go and kill.
Oh, yeah.
And so that Mufasa can make the speech. And Lion can roar very majestically from
the Pride Rock. Yeah.
Yes. And the circle of life and everything. And Milele.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's the movie. One thing I actually haven't stated is, in this movie, they're kind of doing this thing where they're telling this story in real time.
Sawa.
That. Sawa.
But tell the viewers.
So it didn't start in time ya Mufasa, ilianza na time ya Simba. Yeah? Simba kuna mtoto, and then Rafiki is now telling this child the story of Mufasa.
Because the child is scared.
Yeah.
So that can develop courage in the child. Yeah, so that's the story of Mufasa. And I'll just allow my co-hosts who have been interjecting at every turn to continue to interject. Now you have your moment, please. Interject. Lead podcast.
It's not fun when you're not interjecting. Yeah. So how we like the movie?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I entered the movie with not an open mind. It was very closed, honestly. But actually, it wasn't that bad of a movie. It wasn't as iconic as Lion King was, but the storyline was interesting. I found myself enjoying I Always Wanted a Brother. I really love that song, guys. Check it out.
Yeah, you
Check
did.
out
You
the song.
did. You did.
If you have time, I can sing the last stanza. I can sing for you guys the last. If you have time.
If you have time.
Yeah. But okay. Now on a serious note, I liked the movie. It was interesting. The origins of Mufasa and Scar, which we didn't ask for, but it's good to know, I guess. I really liked also the fact that we kind of understand Scar a bit more, because Scar was always entitled, like from his childhood, he thought he would be king always. So
he was told that he would be king. It was, I think, a message that was deeply...
Exactly. He was entitled. He knew he was going to be king and have a brother by his side. So, it was interesting to see like how Scar came about. Mufasa was also interesting, but I feel like he had like a serious character change in the end, but I guess we'll talk about it more. The music was not okay. not as iconic. Okay, actually, I thought about it. Sometimes we can criticize like someone and someone worked really hard on it, but yeah, it wasn't.
Manze.
I'm sorry, guys, but it wasn't as nice as Lion King. But it was interesting. It was like music.
The choruses were catchy.
Yeah,
the choruses
on
were quite
point.
catchy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can like vibe with every song apart from Bye Bye, because there's this song where the villain,
but it's how you can't say.
Yeah.
You can't say, say what you did like.
I didn't like. Oh, sorry. The white lion. He was going to kill Mufasa kill the pride of Taka and Mufasa, because ultimately the reason was because his son was killed. His son kind of attacks Akina Mufasa and Mufasa's like mother from this new pride, and then his son ends up getting killed, and now that's why he's actually pursuing this whole pride. So he sings this song that you're going to be the last thing I see before you go bye bye, and I felt I didn't like that song because he was such a menacing villain. Honestly, I can see myself if I was like completely inside the movie kabisa, I can see myself getting terrified of him. But they give him a song like
When
bye
he
bye.
says bye bye, you like burst out into laughter.
Yeah,
Like, are you serious?
as in, it's one of those.
They could just have even saying Kwaheri in
Yeah.
Swahili would have been more menacing.
Yeah,
My
bye bye
goodness.
makes it and actually, I don't know if they remember when I was watching this movie, I was like texting you guys in real time, and I was saying I actually am enjoying this movie, and then I was like, one song has taken me out. That was the song. That was the song that took me out. Yeah. But it was all in all, it was a good movie. It's definitely like they're just trying to get more money from us and stuff. It wasn't that necessary, but it was an interesting movie.
This is something we can come to touch on, but you can maybe be thinking about. Do you think this movie would have been better if it was animated?
Yes.
Well, no, we don't need to think about it.
Okay, so fine.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Live action, because what is the point?
And theoretically, it actually is animated because they are like
It's CGI
CGI
lions.
lions.
Yeah, you can't even see their expressions as much. You can't even like really relate with them. Like, I don't know whether I would cry again. Like, okay, actually, I haven't watched Lion King. Maybe I will watch it one day.
The Lion King, the remake, you won't. It's
You won't
not
cry
the
in that
same.
moment.
It's not the same.
It's not.
You'll cry
Now, see.
because the time I rewatched it I didn't watch it in cinemas, but the time I rewatched it on my laptop, I was like, okay, I think I'm feeling the emotions because I know how strong it is from the initial one. But from this one, I'm like, okay, he's dead, I guess. But it's not as, because the music, everything is exactly the same. So you kind of reattach what you felt in the first one to this one, and so you project onto it those emotions, and so that what makes it moving. But out of it, like someone who's not watched The Lion King and then watches that first, I don't think will have the same impact.
Okay. Then let's go straight to what did you not like, and what did
I
you
thought
actually
with-
like about
I
the
thought with
movie?
what I did
think
not-
I said what you did not like, because I feel like you'll have stronger points and more.
And then we'll come to you.
Aside
then we'll
from
come
what
to me
she
as
said,
well.
because I agree with everything she said. So let me start with what I liked. Of course, I liked Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa.
But
I liked
he
it.
was a lion.
Yeah, he was, and I liked his voice acting.
Okay.
It was really good, especially that part when he was saying, "I got you, he got me." That was so good. Oh my god, nilikuwa hapo na Sarabi like, yes, you got me.
Yani mmekataa kusikia you got me, yeah, you got me, lakini akisema.
So I loved the voice acting. Actually, the voice acting is really well done for all of the characters, even for Taka. When he does his villain role, like you can hear the switch on how he delivers.
Oh,
like
you see
the
Scar
words.
coming
Yeah,
in.
you can see, and it is beautiful. I think Taka now, for me as a character, comes alive during, like, at that point, because in the other points, like you said, it was just okay, you're kind of like living under the shadow of your sibling. But when he makes that villain turn, I'm like, yes, this is a Scar that we want to see. This is the Scar that we want to see.
Menacing. What was that line that he was
It was
told by
really
his
good.
father? As a
Oh,
leader?
one day.
Deceitful.
Deceitful. Also the art of deceit.
He does it so well. So what else did I like? I liked the last song. Now that song that he sings, it's called Brother Betrayed. The last song that he sings when he's betrayed after you refuse to acknowledge the love of Mufasa and Sarabi. Now, yeah, Taka sings that song, and that now afterwards, because now he feels like his brother's betrayed him. Yeah, I think those are the main things I liked. Outside, I liked Rafiki here and there, just because he's Rafiki and he's, he's such a vibe when you see him. But I think
is he the same actor like all
I
through?
think so.
Oh, yeah,
I think so.
He does sound exactly.
Yeah. They kind of play him off a bit too much, but but it's good. Rafiki is always a vibe.
Yes.
So yeah, and Zazu was like just on the edge of annoying, but Alukwa just like a little bit of more Zazu would have been annoying, but just they got the right.
There was enough
amount.
balance there with Zazu.
Yeah, they got the right balance. So
you didn't say something.
Pumbaa and Timon.
Oh my God, no! They're not things I hated.
Okay, sorry.
Tumeanza kwa vitu zenye kupenda. Okay, sawa.
But things I like, no, but on the things I like, the storyline worked. In some aspects, like some aspects of the storyline worked. It worked when he was astray and he met Taka and he was being taken to the tribe and him going to live with the women. That part of the story worked so well. Even the introduction of the white lions.
Yeah.
It made sense as the white lions wanted to like kill all lions in existence and be the only pride for some reason. But okay. So
I guess because they were all outcasts from their pride.
Oh, yeah.
So now they wanted world domination.
Okay.
Lion world.
So with that, the storyline worked. Even now, except that part for betrayal. And then in the end, with the power of speech, I also believed it. I don't know, it's because of the delivery. I know
Aaron here has completely biased you. You cannot give an objective opinion in this podcast.
On anything Mufasa says. I was that giraffe that says, yes, we have to listen to him. Even if like 2 seconds and it's going to maul us.
Tukiangalia cast vizuri, majina tuangaliangi movie kisha tutaona Dorino Gutu as the giraffe.
I was that giraffe. So now on the things I didn't like, on the plot, even if I liked most of the plot, that changed because of Sarabi. Just didn't work for me. I think there are bigger things that I think brothers can disagree on outside woman.
I think they tried to show some bit of that jealousy from the off, but it wasn't. You see that's another thing about it also being a live action.
Yeah,
you can't see that emotion.
Build
carrying that jealousy, like because some things are very imprintable in a face. Facial expression. But then you're like, he's so happy-go-lucky the other time. And then all of a sudden he shifts because of Sarabi. But I think, personally, my theory is there was a build-up. And this was just like now I feel completely betrayed and utterly betrayed. Because it's happening right in front of my eyes. I see it now. My father told me everything. I should have believed him. But yes.
Yeah, okay. I agree partly, but I wish that was how it was portrayed. Because it was portrayed in the movie like it's because of Sarabi. That's why we are no longer brothers.
I mean, men have gone to war for such similar reasons.
Or even less.
Or less,
And Sarabi is a compelling character at the end of the day, so there's that. The other thing I didn't like is I didn't like that entire section of Kiara and Timon and Pumbaa, and it takes you out.
It does take you out.
It takes you out of the story 100% because now they go to Timon. Timon and Pumbaa have a certain type of comedy which is appealing and is funny, especially even because they did. I think when we were kids, they had a whole spin-off show just Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
and
1.5. Yeah, I watched it.
But now they are trying to write Timon and Pumbaa for millennials. So us who watched Timon and Pumbaa when we were kids, they're writing their jokes for us. So kind of referencing the jokes that they did. And it's not working because they're trying to break the fourth wall with the self-awareness of, oh, hey, we're Timon and Pumbaa. We're here just to make jokes. But it's
not working.
Yeah. It's not working. It wasn't working.
Have you exhausted your dislikes?
Which other
you said something about the language. The shifting from
yes, thank you for
Milele.
thank you for reminding me. Even if I loved Rafiki, the writers could not pick a lane. They could not pick a lane between making him East African or making him South African. Because if we go with the theory that I heard that the Taka tribe, the Taka pride was South African, it means Rafiki is South African. So he should be South African. But in between, he's speaking Swahili lines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So is he East African?
And his name is Rafiki.
Yeah, so he's African. He's East African.
But also in context, he's a mandrill. He's not from that tribe of monkeys that were there.
Yeah, he was in the
He was, yeah.
Okay.
But
they found him on the journey.
Is it that he ended up there and then his own
I know.
It doesn't make much sense, does it? When you think about it, you know?
Yeah, the movie couldn't pick a lane on where they wanted to stand with the culture background of the characters. Like, they could just have, especially for Rafiki, because he was using some Swahili
Actually,
words.
I disagree. I feel like you're accusing Rafiki falsely, because if anyone was using Swahili nearly correctly, it was Rafiki. But can we say the same for Aaron Pierre? Can we say the same? Hey, that was actually, it was nearly believable.
That was good. That
was good. But can we talk about Milele?
Well, in his defense, he's English. And he's trying to play an American lion with an American accent, because it's not English, you know? So now he's trying to say Milele or Swahili words.
No, while kids, they had an English.
Yeah, because I always wanted a brother.
Oh, wait. Yeah, for
pride,
real.
stride.
I don't know then. The movie as well couldn't pick a lane on which.
Because
Zazu is also English.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh wait, or it's English all through. What is making us think it's American?
Because Kevin, I think Scar is American. Like the guy who plays Kevin Harrison Jr., who plays Taka, is American. And I think he delivers his lines in American accent.
But allow me.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, we've gone on a rabbit tangent.
Completely.
Completely.
Now we are unpacking everything about the movie. Personally, I think I was completely averse to watching this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
We begged
you. I did not want to hear the word Mufasa.
He was like, they're better lions I can review.
By the Aaron Perry's Mufasa things on the timeline. I'm fatigued by that as well. Yes. I am fatigued by the concept of the Lion King and it being done and overdone. And
just for money.
I don't want to watch this at all. And then I ended up watching. And I'm just like,
you know what? We had a point.
Was so low that I actually like this.
So it means if the bar was higher, you probably would have hated it.
The bar was terrible. It was like the pits below surface level. I laugh when I watch movie. I'm like, pleasantly surprised. You know what? This thing. Okay. You know what? I can vibe with this. My favorite song was not I Always Went a Brother. It was actually Milele. But they sang it well. They said
really well in the song.
In
the song they said it well. So musically, I think it was a nice song.
Song.
Yeah, it was the first song. So that's all about what we liked and disliked about the movie.
Oh, what didn't you like, or you've already exhausted that?
Yeah, you've kind of exhausted that to some extent. Some of the things you've said I didn't like. Actually, I could stand Timon and Pumbaa in that movie. That's where the bar was for me. It was like ilikuwa chini. Because I could stand them. I was like, fine, just show me this. It's fine. I don't care.
It wasn't taking you out.
It wasn't taking me. I was like, I was using them as moments to pause from the narrative. It was like, okay, fine. Let me take a break from.
Are you like 5? You watch like 1,000 episodes of anime.
Offense not taken, but we shall move. Anyway, there is something very interesting we've mentioned here about the characters, and it's kept on being repeated, and that was the Damascus scene, or the Damascene moment that this guy turns backwards and not forwards to like becoming a good guy. Taka becomes Scar. Typically, yeah. So this individual, I just want us to examine that character and the way that he wanted a friend. He said he wanted a brother, but did he really want a friend? Why did he want this brother? Like, what type of a friend would you consider Taka to be?
I think he wanted a brother. He wanted someone by his side, but he didn't want an equal. He wanted like someone who'd be subservient to him. Yeah. Because even like when he sings, I want like I'll be king and then he'll be by my side.
By my side, exactly.
I think it was very offensive to him that Sarabi thought that Mufasa was the person and not him. Yeah. I feel
even Mufasa having desires for Sarabi in of itself was...
it kind of felt like...
an affront to... you're just a stray.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like... Okay... Maybe he didn't realize it, or maybe like, but even just from the way he was singing, like, even I feel like the song kind of kept like reminding me, like, why does he keep talking about he's going to be king? But to be fair, actually, Simba does sing the same. I just can't wait to be king. So fair enough. But then I just felt like he kept bringing up brother and me being king, and it was like, why do you keep bringing it up? Like, just sing about me being a brother. Yeah. So honestly, I thought it wasn't like an equals relationship. He wanted like someone to like fluff him up.
Does that reflect friendships in the 21st century in a sense? Or does it reflect to some degree many of the friendships we've had or seen, or I don't know, even in real life, like where someone's just there typically to... for their own interests, they do not want an equal. They do not want someone who... They do not want their... The only reason the friend is there is for their flourishing, and if the friend in any way desires to flourish in the same way, that's a problem.
Yeah, it exists. This is going to be such a different like side from what I actually believe in, but it's packaged in more often than not with female friendships, where female friendships are not... There's that theory. Well, it can be asserted as true with some people's experiences, but a lot of people do say female friendships are usually often not authentic, where they are just together for either one-up each other or to talk to each other behind their backs, or like when they see someone is succeeding in one way or another, it feels like it means their shot has been taken from them and it's now on to the other person. So it's not my experience with female friendships, but I empathize with people who have gone through really bad relationships with other women, and that has been their experience. So it does parallel. There are some friendships that do look like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I think, well, I guess there's one thing that we do realize in Mufasa that kind of facilitated this friendship to be the way that it was, is he was always kind of, I don't know, he didn't take an issue. I think he was, because of the trauma of, or rather, let me not say trauma.
It is trauma.
It is trauma, but to the extent that he was taken away from his home, so didn't have a home. He was welcomed to this tribe, courtesy of Taka, wanting a brother. So he felt indebted to this individual, even though he was treated like rubbish in this pride and told, you can't stay with us as men because you're not one of us. And then Taka is there just like, it's fine because he has a brother anyway to like grow around with. And I don't know why he felt a sense of gratitude just purely because he was there and just wanted the best for Taka. Didn't want to, like, hakuwa anataka kumcross. And so in a way, it was, what do they call them? They call them, there's a word and I've forgotten it, but it's like codependent. That's a word. There's a codependency there, where this one wants someone who's completely almost subjecting themselves to them and desiring their own pursuits and their own flourishing. And then this person is like, but this person accepted me. And I feel indebted to just...
time of need.
Yeah, I feel just indebted. But then Mufasa always embodied traits of leadership, and so ultimately he was always going to be a threat to Taka's success, quotes in quotes, or the things that he desired. Because Sarabi ndo huyo ameenda. Evidence number 1, anakumbuka mama yake alikuwa na prefer Mufasa. Number 2, the father always didn't like Mufasa. Number 3, Mufasa has these skills that apparently mimi sina, na sijui nitatoa wapi. Alafu Mufasa takes the interest of the girl. Kwisha. So like I kind of There's codependency there in a sense. But
Hey, man, therapist and parks.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
that's just like my viewing of that
analysis
friendship.
of
Yeah, so
For one needs the other. For someone to be like in an abusive friendship, in a sense, and
abusive friendships, I've actually never thought of.
yeah, because it is in a sense where you're subjected to a friendship not because you guys simultaneously want the best for each other, but you're still hanging on. So why are you still hanging on to that friendship?
Wow. Oh, okay.
And always limiting your potential for greatness because you don't want to like offend the other friend or quotes and quotes.
I think it feels so foreign to me
yourself.
because with friendships I've been able to really draw that line clearly. Like, yeah, I'm out of this space if something feels off, compared to relationships, because I think relationships get a bit more murkier. But wow, I've never, and yeah, therapists and parks, I've never really viewed it like that.
Okay, maybe it's a reach, but you guys tell me.
No,
Anyway,
it's not a reach.
is it okay? Fine.
It's
So
not a reach.
that was something interesting we did see in this.
And just to like divert kidogo, is with the nurture and nature aspect on leadership between Taka and Mufasa, because I think Taka was to be nurtured into leadership, but he didn't even get the traits per se.
Yeah.
But Mufasa was like a natural leader from the get-go.
But I think the definition of leadership changed in Milele compared to, because Taka was just following the footsteps of the male pride. So he was just okay. So now the fact that now they needed these skills to survive is when like now
The leadership
the Nini
had to
changed.
show up.
Yeah.
Because even when they were going through, when they were journeying through the place trying to hide from the white lions, like, it didn't seem to have survival skills.
Yeah. Zero.
So he was a leader only by
By title.
outside
status
his
quo.
time, not within the time of the plot of the movie. That this guys needed a leader like Mufasa, not a leader who was the typical lion who sleeps in the tribe and does nothing.
In the shade, lies in the shade,
Lies in
out
the
of
shade.
shape.
Yes.
Oh, that's a line in a song.
Yeah.
For bye-bye.
No. Now have to balance it out. I think another song.
Anyway, actually, do you have any additions to that?
No, honestly, how can I add to that? Like, I had not thought of that. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Because yeah. Wachi hapo.
Sawa. The final question, I think, before we do the rankings is, there's something about Milele and the idea of Milele, and I wonder if J.R.R. Tolkien or C.S. Lewis, who we kind of reference in just about every one of our podcasts, if they were to envision the concept of Milele, how will they envision it? Because, do you think they would envision it in the same way that it was envisioned here, like a land filled with, I don't know, and then there's just like the right balance is, everything is like it's what they desire to go to and achieve and ultimately live in. I don't know. So I think the concept of Milele and Milele just, I think, translated is forever, right?
Yeah.
Eternity. Yeah, and the only way I can think of a concept like Milele if it was an allegory of eternity itself and the pilgrimage to that. And I wish that it was depicted as such in a way that, for example, Chronicles of Narnia would depict the whole
That would have
concept.
been a much richer thematic movie, actually.
It will have been quite richer, but I'm just thinking about the idea of Milele. And what do you guys think? Do you think that was a good representation? Because I mean, animals still die in Milele, but it's like, yeah.
I think for me, because I know where the Lion King now lands as the Lion King, we know the Pride Lands isn't like the idealized version of paradise that they have. Because, the entire story of Simba happens in the Pride Lands. So it kind of breaks that fairy tale, as they kept on saying it in the movie, that it's a fairy tale that lions tell their cubs of this land where everything is like the circle of life is complete.
Exactly.
The hunt, the prey, and the predators live in harmony.
In harmony?
Question mark?
Question mark?
What do the lions eat?
What do they eat? They grass.
No, because they don't.
We never see them hunt though.
Exactly.
So there's that. So as a concept in the
it's an
movie,
ideal.
it's just too ideal. It doesn't.
It can't exist, not even in the world of animals, for sure. But I think ultimately, I think it's maybe the writer's idea of trying to represent what we want to create here in a harmonious, place where people live together in harmony without ever crossing each other. And there's just like an abundance of resources. There's always sunlight. There's grass is green. Everyone's happy, and there is the perfect leader in Pride Rock leading this. And there needs to be the perfect leader in Pride Rock. And I think it's the leader should be representing something greater than humans, but these leaders clearly are not people who live forever, as a Milele is supposed to exist.
Spiritually, that will only exist now after death, like after Christ comes back and we are now in the new heaven and the new earth. That's where that ideal paradise will exist, with one leader leading us all. But now it's a good thematic, which is actually something we said for the fantasy thing, where all these fantasy stories have some spirituality just hidden somewhere at the back. So there is that, I think, that pursuit of paradise or heaven is always somewhere in each of those stories.
It's the old trope of good versus evil. It's the old trope of good versus. How often do we see evil be the one to supersede good in a movie? Rarely. Ultimately, even no matter how layered the fantasy film is, like say for example the likes of Harry Potter and the likes, things that some our parents would watch and be like, hey, no, we're not watching that. Hizo ni mapepo hizo, we shall not. Even if it's that ultimately the writer is just trying to depict good versus evil, but to create a world for like for example in Harry Potter it would be wizards and humans live in harmony, and it's like I don't know, but it's always the pursuit of that heaven on earth concept that we can't necessarily ever create ourselves as humans. So I found that a fascinating theme. Ashley, do you have anything to add there?
No, I just realized as you keep talking, I was thinking of, I always wanted a brother. The deep thematic areas like this ones, mgenisho tuna record.
Tumepatia notes.
Mgenipatia notes before this session.
Because even I wanted to check what J.R.R. has written, and it's the Lord of the Rings, and that's basically what the end of the Fellowship of the Rings is all about, trying to find a harmonious place. I don't know, I haven't watched it, but I know some themes of the story involves
there's a whole journey, and there's the ring of course at the center, and ultimately this ring is a contention, and it when you wear it kind of brings corrupts you. There's the corruption it brings upon you, so you can't wear it for too long. Because it draws you in, it's alive, it's almost like. Anyway, that's a whole other plot movie. Tell us if you want to see us review Lord of the Rings. Anyways, and if I remember, I was just going to self-disclose kidogo hapa. Hizi fantasy nyingi yenyewe honestly zimenishape. Cause I watched them as a child. Cause I remember Lord of the Rings is the time it was shown on TV. I was a child. I think ilikuwa KTN after news. Kitambo. But then I'm just like, the orcs here are scary. Why did they allow me to watch this? These orcs I'm scared. My goodness. So I'm just like, this really made me my imagination go out of blow out proportion as a child, I think. Yeah, maybe that's why I was so enamored by fantasy or that literary world. Yeah, I think we've exhausted. Unless you guys have anything to add on Mufasa. We have time for a song.
No, I was joking. Was a joke.
All right, let's go to our ratings very quickly. On entertainment, let's start with entertainment value.
I thought going in it would be like a 1. It actually was more like a 4. Yeah, it was quite entertaining. Ile design, I was watching it in 2 parts because it was like a work night, and it took me everything to actually just pause it because I was so interested in the story.
But you knew you had to wake up early?
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, waking up early only starts the previous day. As we learned from The Forge, the first movie that we reviewed. I'll check that out. So it was a 4. Yeah, it was really entertaining. Aside from Timon and Pumbaa, I think the story was interesting. Okay, the motivations are kind of weak, as Dorina has mentioned it, but I don't mind them that much. That Sarabi was the main plot point for the disconnection. Yeah.
Ultimately, that it was quite thrilling. Outsiders unashanga kama watawafikia.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know whether they got ile idea ya wild beasts. Taka alipata hiyo idea. Okay, Scar alipata hiyo idea kunini wild beasts.
I think that's the
kwa hiyo time ya elephant.
That
was like,
that was the reference.
I'd forgotten one thing I liked. You see that moment when Scar saves Mufasa from the water.
Yeah.
It was almost like now when he throws him in Lion King, it was like he would never make that mistake again to save him. Yeah, I just remember that. I really like that parallel.
Yeah, I think they did that a lot in so many shots, like in the movie.
Just trying to parallel scenes with the original Lion King, and it's kind of course hanging. It's hanging from the glory of the past.
Yeah, it's feeding nostalgia. Our nostalgia.
Yeah. It's feeding nostalgia. Honestly, the Disney stop. Like, if anyone from Disney is, just stop it. Make new content. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's new stories that can be told.
They can be told. Yeah. Yeah, and I'd give it a 3.5 just because of the other contrivances that I've had, which can be nitpicky when you think about it, but yeah, I'd give it a 3.5.
Okay, I'll go with a 4. The bar.
Wait, as the musicians, did you guys even talk about like how the music fared?
Oh, by the way, we didn't. I think we might actually have to compare
we can say
the
it
score.
On creativity.
On creativity.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go to the next on creativity.
Yeah, on creativity, I think the CGI works. Like in the previous one, we've seen a better lion in a movie, so that was a bit not interesting, but it works. It at least it doesn't break so like a lot where you taken off the movie because something looks weirdish. So the CGI works. But now on the score is this. I feel like the score just like some of those scenes where there are parallels, but the score is. No, they're hanging on Hans Zimmer's like tail, because some of the songs I could hear, and then I'm like, wait, you're just rearranging what was in
that was in there.
What was in one? What is that? No, this is just on the score. Because now when in those heartfelt moments, I could know, and that's how I know a score doesn't work for me. If I can actively take myself out of the movie and be like, wait, that's the score and that's the movie and this is the emotion that they're trying to make me feel. If it's not as seamless, then I know
it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. So the score didn't work because I could tell.
Wait, like which song did you feel especially was trying to like really feed on the nostalgia?
So now not the lion, the love song.
You.
Yeah. I could tell that they're trying to recreate Can You Feel the Love Tonight. Yeah. I could just tell. They're trying to recreate that, and even the moments where they do that, the claw. Now in the not the music where they sing, but the soundtrack where when Taka and Mufasa are, because they do that I think twice, where he's holding his claws
twice
at a cliff.
The first, is the cub and Ukomusha.
What plays there is exactly what plays in the original, but just now with other songs, with other things attached onto it. But I could tell that is just from the original.
Okay, so hanging on Hans Zimmer.
On his cocktails. But it's fine. It's a good score. They have to get us to still attach ourselves to the same.
Somehow. Because that's the whole point of making the movie, ultimately. It's nostalgia. Feeding nostalgia. But making millions out of it somehow. It's working. It's a concept. Oh, yeah. Creativity?
It's a hard one. Maybe a 3. Yeah. I felt like the story is not all that creative. It's relying on the usual tropes of the woman being the cause of the rift. And also I just felt it was already a close story as it was. It didn't need it. So
it was additions. Let's ad-lib this movie from the past
because Scar is such an interesting character on his own. He doesn't need that backstory. Doesn't need it.
Actually I was talking to someone and they were saying the way like Scar in Mufasa and in the Lion King are like different characters.
They're different Scars.
Okay, I tried to justify it. Maybe he was younger here and he hadn't like grown into his full potential of like evil, but still it didn't feel like him. Like he felt too PG in this movie. So I don't know, creativity, maybe like a 3.
Okay, I think same. I'd definitely go with like a 2 or 3 thereabouts. Because ultimately it wasn't that creative a concept.
Yeah, you're relying already on characters you already built in the past.
I know I enjoyed that movie, and it wasn't because of its creativity. It was for other reasons. And maybe it's because of the sequencing of the scenes and everything, and maybe I was also feeling off a bit of nostalgia, and that is why.
They did just like pull on our heartstrings. And did you guys feel like the dialogue was simpler, how they were speaking compared to the other ones?
I don't know. I can't tell. I cannot.
Okay.
I think when we were talking about the song, like Be Prepared, and like the song that the villain sings in this one, and
bye bye.
Yeah, like you can't even compare. The Be Prepared, the lines were so evil, they were so insulting.
Hey, here's one thing I'll give them for the songs: the hooks were catchy.
Yeah,
the hooks were catchy,
really catchy.
but the songs themselves.
Yeah, I think
Milele for me was the most like outstanding song musically in terms of like I just really liked how it flowed.
Oh, Milele. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the writer Lin-Manuel Miranda has done better scores for, I think he's the one who did the first Moana and he did Encanto. Those ones work. But I think because of the setting of The Lion King and already where it's from with the first one, it needs a more theatrical sound than the pop sound that
for sure
gives it. And so that's why it's doesn't really like work 100%.
Absolutely. And maybe the 90s sound was more theatrical music. Do you remember how we were saying the choruses back then used to be real
the
choruses?
Were chorusing.
Hey, they were you knew you were landing on a chorus. It was going
so big.
And the villain songs were villainous, like kabisa.
Yeah, they're bringing out that character. Okay. Tumemalizana na hiyo, I think we'll just review one last thing, and that maybe is the Christian and the learning. I don't know whether there's much to
No, and I even feel like what's worse is at the end the way Mufasa reacts to Scar betraying him. I feel like that also kind of takes away from his character, the way he'd been set up through the movie as like this righteous good person, and then now he doesn't even show an inch of grace. To Scar. I feel like that kind of took him. That kind of
because it was a very huge switch.
Yeah. And then I feel like they really overcorrected on All's Well at the end. Like even he met his birth mother.
Yeah, I didn't think that was necessary.
It was not necessary.
He didn't need to meet his birth mother. I think they could have shown his growth through relating with being an outsider and coming to this land. They didn't need to show that reconciliation.
So typically, what you guys are saying is on the learning and the Christian, there's not much. It's basically maybe ones. Because even we've tried to
on the friendship that you mentioned.
Hey man,
but it's because umetafuta umeipata, but
nimetafuta na nikaipata.
I think there.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think that brings us to the end of this review of Mufasa.
Recommend. Would you?
I would. Okay, for the vibes, but.
And I always wanted a brother.
Just go listen to that song.
Ukimalize wimbo achana na movie. Nive mesha.
No, I feel like you enjoy the song more if you watch a movie, so you have to watch a movie.
Okay. Ashley is telling you to go watch the movie.
No one else. Ashley and no one else.
Ashley and no one else has told you to go watch it.
I think if you're looking for something lighthearted, that doesn't. No, go watch the original Lion King.
Please. Yeah. Kama ni nostalgia inakusumbua, endo watch you. It's still, you can find it. Yes, watch it.
Yeah, and then also there's the thing of, I don't know whether I should mention it, like the way the fact that it was live action, it was kind of difficult to distinguish between some of the lions sometimes. Yeah. Especially Taka and Mufasa at some point. Yeah. Before we realize Mufasa is a brown one. Utakuwa umepotea kidogo.
Sawa.
Yeah.
All right. And that was fun. That was good fun. We enjoyed reviewing that. And thank you for sticking with us up until this point. Keep subscribing, keep liking if you do. And we love your feedback as well in the comment section on, our reviews as well. Otherwise, see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
I told you.
Bye.